deep in the heart of the Sahel, where the earth lies cracked beneath an unforgiving sun, oil was never part of the story. Burkina Faso wasn't a land of towering rigs or legendary gushers. It was a country of cotton fields, not crude. But in early 2025, beneath layers of sand and centuries of doubt, a revelation emerged. An oil reserve so immense that it shattered every assumption about this quiet West African nation. For decades, Burkina Faso had been overlooked. The global oil giants, ExxonMobil, Shell, TotalEnergies, had fixed their sights on the proven riches of Nigeria, Angola, and Algeria. Burkina Faso? Too arid, too unstable, too isolated from major ports to bother. Drilling efforts were scarce, and political uncertainty kept investors at bay. Yet, hidden beneath the surface, an untapped empire of oil had waited, silent, unseen, and untouched. Hello everyone. A big thank you to all the subscribers. I will never take you for granted. Please, anyone watching this and has not yet subscribed, please, I ask you to subscribe. It is free and you will be supporting the channel. Thank you. Let us continue. We are talking about the oil discovery in Burkina Faso. In a discovery that has sent shockwaves across the continent, Russian energy giant Gazprom claims to have uncovered an astonishing 50 billion barrels of crude oil in Burkina Faso. If confirmed, this would rank among the largest oil finds in Africa's history, potentially transforming the landlocked West African nation into a major energy player overnight. For a country long reliant on agriculture and gold mining, the implications are enormous. Newfound oil wealth could reshape the economy, elevate geopolitical standing, and provide critical infrastructure funding. What would such a discovery mean for Burkina Faso's economy, its renewable energy goals, and the future of its people? Here's a breakdown of the potential benefits, drawbacks, and what this kind of oil boom could spell for a nation more often associated with agriculture and gold mining than fossil fuels. Reports claim that Gazprom, Russia's state-owned energy company, has uncovered 50 billion barrels of crude oil in Burkina Faso. If true, this would be one of the largest oil finds in Africa's history, potentially transforming the country's economy overnight. Burkina Faso, which has traditionally relied on agriculture and gold mining, could see a major shift in its economic structure. Oil exports could significantly increase Burkina Faso's GDP, reducing reliance on subsistence farming and gold mining. We are looking at trillions of dollars. This could turn out to be a life changer for everyone in Burkina Faso. Billions in oil revenue could fund infrastructure projects, healthcare, education, and food security. Burkina Faso is not a big country. If the billions in revenue is well utilized, then we could be looking at Dubai of West Africa in the next 10 years or so. Come to think about it, the weather is exactly the same. The oil sector would create thousands of jobs, both directly in extraction and indirectly in services like transport and refining. Burkina Faso could reduce its dependency on regional borrowing and ease its fiscal deficit. Russia could strengthen its foothold in West Africa, potentially shifting regional alliances. Neighboring countries might seek partnerships or compete for influence over Burkina Faso's newfound resource. I hope that the President, Ibrahim Traoré, will be on deck to make sure that the Russians do not take the lion's share of this newfound oil. Many nations blessed with oil wealth have found themselves burdened by corruption, economic instability, and environmental degradation. For Burkina Faso, strong governance will be essential to avoid falling into the resource curse, where immense oil reserves create inequality and political turmoil rather than prosperity. If managed wisely, oil revenues could serve as a catalyst for transformation, funding rural electrification, battery storage systems, and off-grid solar projects that currently rely on international aid. This moment presents a profound choice: a fossil-fueled fortune or a renewable future. Which path Burkina Faso takes will not only define its energy strategy, it will shape its national identity for generations to come. But a reminder stands: not all that glitters is oil. With great oil comes great responsibility. Many nations have succumbed to the pitfalls of wealth mismanagement, and Burkina Faso must remain vigilant. Key risks to watch: governance. Transparent, equitable management of oil revenues is non-negotiable. Corruption. If left unchecked, wealth could be siphoned away from the communities that need it most. Burkina Faso stands on the edge of an opportunity unlike any it has seen before. Whether it rises or falls will depend on the choices made today. With Russia's Gazprom at the helm and Burkina Faso's recent withdrawal from ECOWAS, questions linger over foreign influence, sovereignty, and international alignment. This oil discovery has the potential to rewrite Burkina Faso's economic destiny, positioning the country as a major player on Africa's energy map. If managed wisely, the newfound wealth could be Burkina Faso's breakthrough, lifting millions out of poverty, financing critical infrastructure, and driving long-term prosperity. But without strategic foresight, it could just as easily deepen inequality, sideline clean energy efforts, and invite political instability. A well-executed strategy could propel Burkina Faso's economic growth beyond its projected 5% rate by 2027, fund social programs that uplift vulnerable communities, and promote inclusive development. Burkina Faso now stands at a pivotal crossroads, where the choices made today will define its future, not just in energy, but in sovereignty and identity. A well-executed strategy could propel Burkina Faso's economic growth beyond its projected 5% rate by 2027, fund social programs that uplift vulnerable communities and promote inclusive development. Burkina Faso now stands at a pivotal crossroads, where the choices made today will define its future, not just in energy, but in sovereignty and identity. Whether a speculative tale or an unfolding reality, the notion of Burkina Faso striking oil forces us to consider a critical question. How do resource-rich nations balance economic opportunity with environmental responsibility and sustainable development? The true key isn't found underground, it lies in how a nation chooses to lead above it. Wealth can transform a country, but without visionary leadership, it can also deepen inequalities, disrupt social stability, and erode environmental progress. Africa, long seen as a region exploited for its resources, is now stepping into a new era, one of self-determination and renewal. With strong leadership and a unified people, Burkina Faso stands at the brink of an unprecedented transformation. And yet, one can't help but wonder, how did the United States and France overlook this multi-billion-dollar oil reserve? With cutting-edge technology and decades of expertise in underground exploration, it seems improbable that such a discovery slipped through their grasp. Regrets? If the reports are true, they must have plenty. Thank you for watching. I will catch you in the next one. To God be the glory.